Hello, everybody, and welcome to Beginner Trading. My name is Austin, and we are going to be doing a power hour today stream where we're going to be talking about options, what's going on in the market. Please feel free to ask any questions, and let's get started. So, what is going on today? As you can see, in the early morning, we had a big jump here in the SPY. Kind of settled down real slow there for a little while. And then we had a major move here. I'm fairly positive this was because of some Fed minutes that came out. Jerome Powell spoke. He's the chairman of the Federal Board. So, so it looks like we had a major move off that, but it came right back. So we'll go back to the center. But yeah, man, we're here. This is going to be hopefully a multi-time per week thing. We'll keep it at power hour possibly. We may go to a different time in the day. It just kind of depends on what kind of engagement we can get. Hey, Paul, how you doing, man? So we had our first comment today. Paulie D. So I am looking at, I have a few other charts up here. I've got Hood, UWMC, Pmcb. Pmcb is that big mover from this morning. I could find out what actually caused that. I wasn't paying attention to that one. Let's see. Pharmasite. What's up with Pharmasite biotech shares today? Looks like they just got recently listed on NASDAQ. Released a statement on the company's current business focus on Monday. The company is focused on complying with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, clinical hold requests in order to achieve an open investigation on new drug. So that's big. I mean, that's a big thing. That's what you want in any biotech company. A lot of people stay away from biotech companies because of that specific reason. FDA approval is tough. Hey, Ryan, how you doing, man? How you doing? Neelaba Shrish. Sorry if I butchered your name there. Oh, hey, Gary. Thanks, man. Have fun at work, bud. Don't get in trouble. So yeah, back to the biotech stuff. Man, it's tough because you have a lot of companies. Actually, I remember my first trade was a biotech company. It's actually Purple now is what they're called. But that wasn't the name previously. And man, they had such good news coming out. Their stock was going up. Next thing you know, FDA disapproved their drug, tanked. And it's going to take a long time for those types of stocks to return because a lot of them, these small biotech companies, only have one or two drugs in their pipeline. So FSR long play, Paul D. Let's take a look at FSR, bud. Their daily chart here. I actually like Fisker, FSR. You know, they are an electric vehicle company. A lot of people might know them from a while ago. The Fisker Karma was actually one of their first types. That was way before the Tesla days, though, or the popular Tesla days. Let me rephrase that. Now, let's see. Oh, EZS. Let me take a quick look at this real quick. Okay, so it looks like we have a small pop-up on AEZS. This is another company that I actually like long-term for options, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But let me go back to Paulie D here for the FSR here question. So it looks like, man, we have we had a big spike here. What was this, in March? That was, if I remember correctly, I think that was whenever they announced that they wanted to go government vehicles that wanted to be electric, which I will actually get into that later. If someone will remind me, that'd be great. Hey, Daniel. My name's Austin. I'm a longtime subscriber for the Beginner Trading YouTube channel. I'm taking over for John today in the afternoon. Hopefully this will become a daily show. Not a daily, but what, 2 or 3 times a week maybe. How's everybody doing? Yeah, Johnny, I definitely changed my voice. This is definitely not John. I'm sure he's around somewhere, so don't worry, he's not gone. I'm just taking over for the Power Hour stream. Man, I keep losing my track here. Let's see. FSR. Okay, let me get back down to the hour chart. Okay, what's going on here with FSR? So we have a support level here that it's crossed below. It looks to be on a return. Man, personally, I would look into a short-term play on this, but I do see more red days before it does get green, just in my personal opinion. If you would look for a play on this, I would look for maybe a jump back up to fill this gap up to $18. I mean, that's a 25% move there, so it wouldn't be too bad a profit if you're looking into that. You think about PMCB. Well, I just talked about PMCB a second ago, but continue on to FSR. Personally, I would look to play in options on this. If I were to look, I would keep my stop loss real close here. Let me get down a little bit further. And this would be a gap fill play. So basically, I'd be looking to keep my stop loss right here around this 1360, which is the support level. And I'd be looking for an option somewhere, probably a month out, give or take. This move took about a week. So about a month-long option somewhere between where it is currently here at 14 and up here at about 18. So probably in the $15, $16 range, about a month out. You could be looking at a decent profit there if you time it properly. But again, keep your stop loss tight. I mean, you could probably lose about 20% on an option if you bought here and then sold here at your stop loss if you had to. But I do think that could be a good play. What else do we got, guys? How's everybody in the chat doing today? PMCB. Let's go back to the PMCB again. Let me bring it on the big chart for you. Oh. Check out the daily chart. Ooh. Okay, I'll this one kind of worries me. First off, split right here. A reverse split of 1 into 1500. Okay, that worries me. Let's see. So this definitely has the option to move more than it has because it has a lot of room here. But with that split being so recent, I wouldn't look for a move any further than maybe into 16s because you're going to have major resistance right here, being as that right after that split happened, this is about where it topped out at. Well, yeah, definitely, John. John O. PMCB rocked this morning for me, for sure. I mean, definitely. I mean, we could take a look at it. If you bought it yesterday, you're happy today. I promise you that. Okay. Sorry if I'm missing your stuff, guys. Just repost, and I'll try my best to get to it. I am pretty new at this, so let's see. How far out do you generally look in regards to expiration? So it really depends, man. Let's see. Let me go back here. Put this back. Okay. Oops. SPY, not PY. Okay. So for an expiration, basically what I'm looking for, and it really, again, it's going to depend on your trading style, but personally, I'm looking for about a month out. Anywhere between a month and 3 months would probably be where I'm looking at. Now, if you're looking to day trade or if you're looking to get in and out of things very quickly, hold it for a few minutes, a few hours, a few days, you can look into the weeklies, but they are very volatile. So it will go against you very quickly if you're not careful. Let's take a look at SoFi. Dapper Romeo. I actually do like SoFi. I have a SoFi account. I'm not invested into SoFi right this minute, but I have been in the past. Okay, so the daily chart on SoFi, this I believe this was a SPAC. Can anybody help me with that? I'm pretty sure this was a SPAC. Pretty positive this was a SPAC. But anyways, it's just been so beat up lately. It had a good rebound today. For a long-term play, though, I would be looking at something like I don't know if you guys ever had a chance to do it, but go check out the YouTube Trader. The Beginner Trading YouTube channel. Go check out the options video that I made. So you can just search by the newest videos. You'll find it. It's probably one or two rows down. It'll actually go over how we play this particular move here. Let me scroll in. So on this particular one, I call it a drop and pop. Now, I'm sure people call it all kinds of different things, but this is what I call it. Basically, it's dropped a decent amount, $18 down to, what was this, $13.55, give or take. So basically what I would look to play on this would be wait for it to find a bottom, which it looks to already have since it's made higher highs now. And I would look for a gap fill somewhere between $15 and $18, which would be the total amount of the move. Now, if you're looking to play this quickly, you can look for real quick options, or you can wait and hopefully take advantage of the bigger move, which is, all the way back up here, which is to the top. Now, that could happen tomorrow. That could happen in 2 years' time. No one really knows. So it's a game we play with options that, it has high risk and high reward. So you got to take that into mind. Let's read some of the comments here, guys. Let me scroll back up so I'll miss some of them. I do say a lot. I'm sorry, Lucas. I'm from South Louisiana, man. That's just kind of born into me, bud. I apologize. Bought a couple cannabis call options for January 2022 and JBLU option for 2022. So John, I agree with you, man. I do like cannabis in the long term. The question is how long term. No one really knows. It's a very slippery slope there. We do have a possible things in the works right now with things going on in the government. But unfortunately, stuff like that is out of our hands. So we kind of just have to wait and listen and react to things that we get, to news that we get from those people in the government. But I will tell you that if and when that bill does pass to make cannabis federally legal, I will definitely be on the call option side of any cannabis play that's out there. My personal favorites. There's let's see, Tilray, TLRY. You've got CGC. You've got IGC. You've got HEXO. You've got Aurora, which is ACB. There's a few of them out there. A lot of them are. I've made money off of almost every single one of them at one point or another. I believe it was at the beginning of this year that cannabis had a very, very large spike. So I do appreciate that comment, man. Okay, went over SoFi. What's up, man? Big fan of John's beginner trading stream. Excited for the Power Hour edition, and nice to have someone always new in the stream. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. This is new to me, so I do appreciate all the kind words. And if you have any constructive criticism, I'm happy to look into that as well. Let's see. Yep, so I was right. It was a SPAC. Okay, SoFi. I have $5 calls expiring September 17th for KDMN. I'm already up 100%. Am I greedy for staying in? New at options. That's actually a really good question, Healthy Inzer. Let's take a look. KDMN. Ooh. I like what I see so far. I don't really know when you bought, but it does look like it has made a very profitable move in the past 2 weeks, give or take. Let me scroll out a little bit further here. Okay. So what I am seeing here is we have about it's a resistance level here at 545, give or take a little bit there. It did bounce through that one time, but it bounced right back down. So something like this, you're on the backside of a move here. If you're up 100%, it depends on how many options you currently own. But if you own more than one, I would suggest selling half, and then possibly holding another one for another move back up. But as you can see here, I mean, there's a pretty defined resistance level that it just doesn't want to get past this 550 mark. Other than this one time it did, and then it came right back down. But it does have kind of a ascending support level here. It looks to be tapering off a little bit. So like I said, I would sell one of them at least, and then look into maybe riding it out for the long term. But if it dips below, let's see, what is this mark here? Let me get down to the hour chart again. Yeah, if it gets below this 463 here, this lowest of the recent lows, I would look to sell it all. I'll be honest with you, because that right there would indicate a downtrend for me, and just a continuation of this down back move. But again, if it decides it wants to hold, it could very possibly continue on up and possibly break through that 550 support level, resistance level. So I hope that answers your question. Please keep them coming, guys. Ask any questions you got. I'm happy to answer anything we got. Dapper Romeo, EVGO. I'm actually in EVGO right now. I have a play that I'm down on. Not too happy about that, but it hasn't gone completely against me yet. Because whenever I keep a stop loss at the most recent bottom, I always give it just a little bit of leeway, because support and resistance levels, at least in my opinion, aren't very defined. Sometimes they can hit right up to a whole dollar, a half dollar, like John always says, which is very true a lot of the times. But sometimes they can come back down, and it can be within 5 or 10 cents. It can be, if it's a larger cap stock, it could be within $1 or $2. But I've seen a lot of times where a stock will come down, it'll break that support level that it had, but only by a little bit, and then it'll pop right back up and go back up. So you really kind of have to be careful about that. But as for a long-term play, I really do like it, because it's another EV play there, and I mean, it's got a lot of room to move. I mean, we're looking at 100%, for the stock itself, which could mean thousands of percents for options. So you really just kind of have to set your stop loss close, and if it goes against you, just cut bait, man. There's always another trade out ready to be out there. So you just gotta have to keep it within your risk level. Okay. Yeah, man, happy to help. So guys, let's see, what else do we got here? What's going on? Let me see what's going on in the market right now. Why do I keep doing S or PY? I don't even know what PY is. Okay, so we're seeing a little breakdown here, it looks like. Yeah, it's kind of stopped out. We had a crazy move there for a minute, and then it popped back up, which has been really unfortunate. It hasn't been very normal. I'm sorry, it hasn't been abnormal lately. We've been seeing large moves like this fairly recently. I mean, heck, just yesterday we saw a bounce down, bounce back up. A few days ago, same thing. SPY has been so consistently inconsistent. But I mean, that's what trading is, No, depends on expiration date. What do you mean, Kaylee? Let me know. I want to try to talk it out. Let's see. I love some Tilray. I love Tilray too, man. I've been in Tilray since way before the split. Let's take a look at Tilray real quick. Go to the daily. Oh, probably the hourly. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. How about that? Okay, so I've actually been in Tilray since about, I think it was October. So somewhere in October. Um, Now, I owned stock and I owned options in Tilray when this big move happened. Um, Funny thing is actually when this happened, I was in Colorado getting engaged. So this kind of I didn't make nearly as much money as I could have off that, but you know that's kind of just how it happens. But long term, man, I think it's really doing good here. It's holding a support level. And again, all these cannabis companies are just waiting for some news, and all of them can skyrocket. I mean, everyone should know that that's a possibility. Um, just looking at the chart here, it shows how much of a possibility it is. I believe this is when the bill got introduced. I don't know if it was to make it legal in a recreationally legal in a state, or if it was the one that was supposed to be federally legalized, but it just didn't go through. I don't remember exactly what happened right there, but um, again, I said this earlier in the stream, and I'll say it again. If and when the government decides to make cannabis federally legal, you will see all cannabis stocks skyrocket. You can mark my words on that one. Let's see, guys. Let's see. We have some more comments. Keep them coming in the comments section, guys. I want to do my best to answer some questions you got. How do you handle emotions when it comes to trading? Oof. Beats me. No, I'm just kidding. Well, really, the best way to handle your emotions is to have a plan. For every trade, you should be having a plan. Some people go in without a plan, and sometimes it works out great. I can't deny that. A lot of people are lucky, and then they can get very good with it. But on the other hand, the vast majority of people put their money into something they're not really sure about and end up losing money and get upset and leaving the market. I've had a few personal friends have that exact same thing happen to them. But I really think you can solve that with having a set plan. And what I mean by that is having a defined risk level, which means you need to have an idea of how much money you're willing to lose versus how much money you're willing to gain from that loss. It's really hard for me to describe it that way. You want to have an idea of how much money you're willing to put in to risk gaining a certain amount and possibly losing it all. Because I mean that's what the market is. It's a wild west out there. um, but once you have your risk defined, then you can kind of make a strategy based off of that risk. If you're into high risk, high reward stuff, I would definitely look into options. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer your questions and hopefully get through, help out some of you guys that had some questions, and we can move forward towards those things. But the emotions are a big part of trading. I mean, that's partially why we do it, is because of the emotion. At least I don't want to speak for everyone else, but I can speak for myself. I get emotional when trading. Definitely. If I see one of my options take off a few 100%, I'm very emotional, but not overly emotional. You want to be happy and you want to enjoy what you're doing, but at the same time, you don't want to let those emotions get in the way of making a smart decision. Smart decisions are what's key here in this market. Let's check out some more of the comments here, guys. Oh, we didn't check this one out. Did we do the KDMN? Oh, yeah, we did. Okay. XLF puts. Let's check out XLF. Okay, so just off of what we see here, I'm gonna go to the day chart real quick just to take a further look out. Obviously here, obviously this was the start of COVID here. Basically every chart out there has a dip like that. And then we've seen a pretty constant run up, minus a few little drops, all the way up to $38 down from 17. I mean, it's almost 100. It's over 100%. So I personally don't like trading this particular style. And the reason being is because you're betting on a stock to dump that has been outperforming, right? But what you want to do is have an idea of, okay, this stock can go back down before it goes up, but how far will it go down? And just by looking at the chart, it looks like it can go back down to about $34.95 before it, hits another real good support level that it looks like it's bounced off of once or twice. But ultimately, I believe stocks like this will continue up because, personally, I consider myself a bull. As a bullish personality, I want things to go up. I don't not buy puts, but at the same time, I do think that something with a strong uptrend needs to show me something different before I would look to bet on it to go down, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, please, Justin, let me know. I'd be happy to talk it out a little further. MMAT is emotionally draining. He's a big. All right, guys. John is a big skeptical bear. Just so everyone knows. Okay.
Sorry, I had to add that real quick. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of hanging out back here watching the stream go on, so I had to head back. I'm gonna let Austin do his thing. He's doing a great job, but I had to add that. I'm a big skeptical bear. I'll see you guys later.
All right, guys. Let's check out MMAT here. Looks like Pawn had posted something about being emotionally draining. I have a few of those right now. They've been killing me. Look, I will be completely transparent with you guys. Over the past month or so, it's been hard. I've had a few wins here and there, but a lot of losses, and it's tough. But I mean that's part of the market. We're in the slow days of the summer here. I do believe that we will see more volatility here in the near future, definitely before the year's end. There's a lot of things going on around the globe right now that can affect the markets, and no matter what your opinion is on it, it definitely can affect the market, and that's important. Okay. So MMAT, emotional disturbances. Let's see. So we had a split here. I personally stay away from stocks that had a recent split, especially a reverse split. Basically, what that means is that the company is trying to raise their share price artificially by manipulating the amount of shares that are out there to stay within compliance of the SEC. No, I don't know about this one specifically. I don't know what price it was at or what anything before the split. But usually that's what they're trying to do, and or trying to get it into a price level where they think there's going to be more user participation. So I hope that helps out. Let's see what else. Extreme discipline. I completely agree, Paul. That's what I was trying to say. Trying to keep emotions out of it by using a lot of discipline, and it's hard. And guys, look, I'm not perfect by any means. Definitely not a professional. I do this a lot, so it's really hard to constantly keep putting on that that happy face, even though you wake up every day and it's like, oh man, it's another red day. Ugh. But all it takes is that one big green day for you to turn that frown upside down, and you're going to be emotional in the opposite direction. Let's see. Dapper Romeo. Robinhood Marketing, big run today. Have 350 shares. Take a look at Hood. So Hood is that recent IPO. I mean, obviously, I don't. If you don't know what Robinhood is, I don't know who you are, but everybody basically knows who Robinhood is. I I have personal feelings about Robinhood. What happened here? Which I won't get into, but um, I don't have any shares in Robinhood right now. I don't think I'll be looking to play them for at least another little while, a few weeks, months. I want to see what's going to happen here with the chart, how it's going to play out. It's just a little too up in the air for me. I mean, there's a few sketchy things that they've done in the past that's kind of personally skewed me in a way, but that's my decision. So, I if I'm just looking at this objectively, it's definitely a very volatile stock. I mean, you see here that it opened. I remember the day it opened. I was watching. It opened. It went all the way up to about $44. It dropped all the way down to about, what was it, $33, I think, and then it tested that bottom again here, and then ever since then, it just shot straight up. I mean, it went up over, what is that, over almost 200%, about 180%, and then tanked back down. But again, this for me, it's a little too volatile right in the beginning. But depending on your trading style, that might work great for you. If you don't mind me asking, Dapper Romeo, what is your in? What is your average price? If you're green, then you're great, man. Scroll through a little bit more of these options here. I mean, I'm sorry, not options, comments. In just a little bit, guys, we'll definitely look into some of the option chains and see what the prices are looking like for sure. Just want to get through some of these comments, get some introductions done, kind of say hello to everybody, and see what's going on. NAOV. Oh, NAOV, NOAV. Okay, NAOV. So it looks like, guys, we had this stock has been stuck at that bottom for a while, and then it finally wanted to start moving again. What our earnings look like recently. Negative earnings, negative earnings, negative earnings. Big negative earnings. What about NAOV stock today? Shoot me a message, or not a message. Shoot a comment out, man. Let's talk about it. 50 shares at 51. Let's go back to Hood real quick. Let's check out Dapper Romeo. Okay, I don't think you're in a bad spot, man. But I just, make sure you do have a plan for your trade. If it drops below a certain level that you're comfortable with, don't be afraid to lose a small percentage in order to get into a different trade, or to look for something else, because the last thing you want is something to get away from you. And sometimes, especially if you're dealing with options, a lot of those moves will happen in after hours or pre-market, which you can't sell or trade options in that point. So if it gets away from you on the downside in those hours, then you're kind of up in the air. You really have two options. You can hold on to it and just hope it comes back, or you can try to cut bait. But I've had that happen to me a few times recently, and it's tough for sure. Take a look at Neo, guys. Another EV play. So again, I was talking about EV plays earlier. I'd like to go through all of them, actually. I like EV plays for options just because they kind of have a set movement. If you learn each stock individually, they'll kind of have different ranges that they trade in between, and how much they move per day. Again, it really kind of depends on your trading level, to kind of depend on what type of options you're playing. If you're trying to get in and out quickly, if you want to spend a few days, a few weeks. How do you play a covered call? Okay, well, we can do that for sure. We can check it out. Healthy Inzer. So this is just the Webull desktop here, guys. I'm not a huge fan of it. I actually like the mobile better, but we'll go there a different time. So how do you do a covered call? Well, first off, you have to have 100 shares of said stock before. Now, I have 100 shares of GSET. So if I wanted to do a covered call, go here. Oh, what's going on here? You go, once you have this open here, you can pull up your option chain. A lot of these platforms and brokers, it's very similar how they display things. I know Robinhood is a little bit different, but the overall premise should be the same. So if you have 100 shares and you wanted to do a covered call, you would look to sell a call, right? And then you go to place the order. Now you can do this at any strike price you would like. Now, when you are doing a covered call, basically what you're doing is you'd be collecting premium, whatever whatever it sells for here is what you would collect. So if you bought the $1.50 right now, you wouldn't really collect anything because it was only 3 cents. But basically what you're trying to, or what's happening here is when you sell a covered call, oh, this is only 2 days out. I was wondering what was going on. You're getting into a contract with someone on the other end of this to sell your 100 shares at said strike price, on the expiration date. Now you can then buy back the option at a different time, so you don't have to sell your shares. But if you do sell a covered call and the stock goes against you, the stock goes over your strike price, you can and very will possibly be exercised and will have to sell your shares at said price. But there are a little bit more advanced strategies that we can get into at a later time about selling covered calls because it is a very profitable strategy. A lot of people do it, but the only downside of it is that you have to hold those shares beforehand. So you have to have 100 shares of said stock in order to be able to do that. So I hope that answers your question, Healthy Enzer. Please let me know if you have anything else, man. Okay, pawn. So question for you with options. Are you trying to just make a little profit when the volatility causes the increase and get out? I seem to be up in some trades and then they dump and lose a lot of money. Huh. Okay. Well, with that question, man, it depends on the stock. I mean, that's really the best way to put it. Let me pull up this chart here. So let's take NEO, for instance. NEO has moved down from about 55.25 down to 37.23, give or take. And so it has made a pretty decent move in a short amount of time. And what that does is on an option chain, that raises the implied volatility. So you have a few different things going for you and against you whenever you get into an options trade. You're looking for the price of the stock to go up or down, obviously depending on if you bought a call or a put option. You wanting to get in before everyone else gets in because more people that hold options raise the price up. So if you get in early before the move starts, then you have a better chance of making profit than someone got in even before the move actually started. If they got in just after you, after another 10,000 people got in, because that'll artificially raise the price without the stock moving. And then you have, obviously your time decay. So you have time going against you at all the time, no matter what, if it's a call or a put option. And that is the major downside of an option is the expiration date for sure. I hope that answers your question, Pawn. It's really just if making a little profit every day is working for you, then by all means continue doing it. But if it's not, then look into the other strategies, and maybe something will click with you, and you'll have a much better luck with it. Because all of this is not a perfect exact science, guys. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out for interpretation. Oh, we had a small move here, push back up on Pmcb. Sorry, couldn't spit that out. And let me take a look here and see what else we got moving. Only reason I have this HOFV up is because I'm actually in this one here. I have a $2.50 call for September, so I was just kind of taking a look at it. But really what I'm trying to do with every option is however much I spend is how much I want to make. So if, for instance, if I buy an option for 50 cents, which is $50, because you remember, guys, you got to multiply everything times 100 because the options contract is, 100 shares. So really, if I'm putting in $50, I'm looking to make $50 off of that trade. Now, it doesn't happen every time, but it's doable. So if it doesn't happen and it's and things are slowing down, and you're gonna have to kind of take that, personally as a whatever risk level kind of works for you, man. It's really hard to kind of say. Healthier Yanzer. Thanks. I really want to learn about the strategy and use it with my trades. Yeah, man, I definitely, I'm happy to help. How do you use implied volatility when picking your plays? Well, what I do is I'm looking for low implied volatility, because what that'll do is that'll show me that it hasn't gotten its, I'm doing air quotes here, popularity, that it hasn't gotten the popularity yet. Because when that popularity comes in is when the option price will move. And when popularity goes down, the option price will go down. Yeah, everybody. Sorry, again, look, guys, I'm all new at this, so please hit up the comments, hit up the like, sub button. This is the Beginner Trading YouTube channel, and my name is Austin. I'm just here hanging out with you guys. We're talking about what's going on in the market, trying to answer a few questions. I personally do a lot of options trading, but I'm here to answer whatever I can do for you. What's considered a low number? Again, it depends. If is the stock a big mover? Is it very volatile? Is it a slow mover that you're expecting a bigger move on? I mean, a low number can be right below 100. A low number can be right, 50, 25. It really depends. And the best way to learn that is to just look at the options, constantly playing or paying attention to the option chains, because they do move differently than a lot of people would expect them to move. And it's very interesting, at least in my opinion, to learn how they move, because if you don't know, then you know what I'm saying? I feel like I just went a ring around the rosy on that one, guys. All right, what we got? 15 minutes left, guys, before the end of market close. Let's kind of see what else we got going on here in the market, and I'll try my best to answer any questions or anything you guys got going on, and we can go from there. Let's see.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop on the stream. What's up, team? What's up, Austin? Great job, by the way, bro. You're doing a great job. Dude, Austin has the most tutorial-friendly voice I've ever heard, bro. Dude, you should be a radio host, dude. Like, your voice is on point, bro.
Howard Stern, that's my goal.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, you got the voice for it, bro. It's way better than my voice. I have like a loud, people always say my voice is annoying, and it is. I have like a loud kind of, I don't know. It's not, my voice isn't super high pitched, but it's not super low pitched either. It's a really awkward pitch. You've got the greatest radio voice ever, bro. I'm just saying. So hey, everybody hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing good. Healthy says, what's considered a low number?
Yeah, we kind of went over that a little bit.
Okay.
And again, it's difficult to say because depending on the stock, they can be different. And that's what I was kind of explaining. If you really want to get started into options, before you make any trades, I would just pay attention for almost a full week on just how that particular stock that you're looking at, how it moves, how the option chain goes. A good one to look at is the SPY, because they have more options on the SPY than basically any other stock out there.
Right. Yeah.
And
I asked
profitable.
Austin, right, 100%. And I asked Austin this yesterday just to share my screen really quick. And honestly, today was a great example of this. Okay. So I asked Austin yesterday because really my most profitable strategy, guys, like the most profitable strategy in my playbook, the one that I use consistently every single day, is this strategy right here. And I'm going to show you guys my screen. This is the SPY right here. I'm going to zoom in. This is the SPY right here. Okay. The most profitable strategy, or no, this is AMC. I'm sorry. Bad example. Maybe the SPY did it too. But AMC is a great example of the most profitable strategy I have. The SPY, not really.
It did
today.
Kind of yesterday.
Right. Yesterday is probably a better example. But okay. AMC today is a better example. Just we're going to use that because this is actually a perfect example of what I was trying to say. So, okay. So, yeah. So, my most profitable strategy, and I was talking to Austin on the phone yesterday, and I asked him, I said, hey, will this strategy work in the options market? Because, okay, it has a huge success rate. When a stock moves up like this, like look at AMC today, for instance, right? When a stock moves up like this and then quickly reverses for the first 10 minutes, it's all green. You know, it's moving up. It's strong. It's above the VWAP. And when it quickly reverses and tests this low right here, I would say it's gonna continue down after a small bounce at least 70% of the time, at least. Right. And so if you could wait for this to happen and then buy put options short term, of course, and then scalp this break, it would be a profitable option short strategy that people that might not have the funding that I have where I can actually short these things if I want to, it might be kind of a good way for them to be able to bet on a downward moving stock, because I think downward moving stocks are more profitable than going up. Like I said, I'm a big skeptical bear. And even with my short-term trades, I'm curious to see if you can trade options on it, because like I said, this strategy is ridiculously profitable. It's probably the most profitable strategy I have, and I don't care what stock it is. What's beautiful about this strategy, again, you're just betting, you're waiting for it's a green to red move. It's a reversal pattern. It's a green to red move. You wait for a stock to move up at the opening bell that first 5 or 10 minutes, and then you just look for a slam down underneath the VWAP. You want it to test this previous low right here. And what I do is I just short into these pops. And so I'll let Austin explain how you would be able to attack this strategy with options.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't understand that you can basically, again, I'm using air quotes here, short something by buying a put option.
Of course.
And it's a lot cheaper than having to have $25,000 in your account in order to be able to short through a normal broker and by selling stocks. So, what you can do in this particular strategy is you can look for a put option. Now, personally, what I would do, and again, John and I talked about this yesterday, I would look for let's see, if we're going to use AMC, I'm going to go to here. Let me pull up their option chain here real quick.
Sure.
So that way we can have something to go off of.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is AMC here. So if for this particular strategy, I would be looking at something close. Now, I would want to give myself a little bit of leeway in case something happens where, God knows what happened. You had an emergency, whatever, something to where you cannot exit the trade that you thought you might want to do. So I would probably stay away from like the 2 days, the 3 days. I would probably go for about a week out, give or take. Now you can see these are still pretty high. I mean, this is a $300. Now this is a call option. Let me look at the puts. But it's still, they're going to be similar. So this is a $270 right here, the $36 strike price. This was going to be an August 27th expiration, which is 9 trading days out. So what you would look to do in this type of strategy, and again, AMC is kind of really a bad one to use here because AMC options are sky high all the time, no matter what.
Right.
Just because of the crazy implied volatility on them. Now, so what you can do is, like John said, whenever the stock hits close to where that previous support level was on the right when it first opened, what you can do is right when it bounces, try to hit that top of the bounce, and then when it starts making its move back down, buy in. And then right when you look to buy in, wait for it to do the same thing again, because like John said, about 70% of the time it continues on that downward trend. But it eventually may go back green, which
of
we've
course.
seen stocks do that almost every day. But you can 100% profit off of that very quickly. Whether it be a 5-minute hold, an hour hold, it can be less than that if you need to. And I don't know if it'll let me pull up the graph here or the table. Let's see. It's not gonna let me.
I will say, like, people don't understand how profitable this strategy is, and this is a strategy I've been using for years. Like, okay, I'll put it this way: you guys know me. One of my favorite long strategies is the cup and handle pullback long strategy, right? That I trade on penny stocks because I can't short penny stocks. I would prefer to see this strategy instead. This is when I see this happen, when I see a stock that opens up strong in that first 5 to 10 minutes and then immediately reverses and just starts breaking lows with big red candles, I get really, really excited. I get really, really excited. I'll let you continue, but yeah, it's a super profitable strategy. So, 100%.
Yeah. Like I said, John and I talked about that just yesterday. So it's something that I'm actually going to be very interested in trying out for myself personally. Before I came on the stream today, I did talk to him about, I'm hoping this is going to be a, 2 to 3 times a week thing. So I'm going to try to start a clean slate for you guys. I'm going to start off with probably about $1,000 account, and we'll see where we can go from there. Eventually, I'd like to do some on-screen trading. Obviously John's got the morning covered, and he does great at that. So at the next best time in the afternoon is going to be the power hour. So hopefully we can get some moves in there, and we can show you guys what I'm talking about these quick option trades. Now, as long as you're trading with a cash account, you should have no problems making multiple trades a day. It's going to be using less of your capital. Now, and again, depending on your broker, I know I use Webull a lot. So I have it's a 1-day settlement for an options. So let's just say I bought this $36 strike here, expiration August 20. I'm sorry.
Sorry for interrupting your train of thought here. My bad, man. Quick question. So if you trade on a cash account, just like stocks, there's no PDT rule in options. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So and options has a 1-day settlement time. So it's literally half the settlement time as regular stocks.
I know it is on Webull. Again, I don't know about the other people might be able to help me out there, but I know for a fact if I were to buy this one here today, this one that I have on, and then I sold it before the market closed, because I remember, guys, you can't trade options in pre-market or after hours. If I would sell that, I would have that money available. The profit or loss, whatever I gain from that, would be in my account, ready to be traded tomorrow.
Nice. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. And that means that what that ultimately means, guys, is that you'll be able to get farther with less money in options.
And that's what I'm trying to do, because that's my goal here. I don't have a whole bunch of money, so I'd like to make a bunch more. And so that's why my risk level is a little bit different than some people who have a lot more money in the market. I think probably overall I probably have between a few different accounts about 20,000 in the market. But it's spread out in different things. I have a long term that's got probably the majority of it. And I have a different, I use different brokers for different things, but I'll get into that on different streams. But this strategy is very profitable, and I definitely think that using it, we can definitely make some money. And like I said, probably starting sometime next week, I'll have that account or my deposit settled, and we'll be ready to go. We'll hopefully be trading some on screen, and we'll see what's going on with that.
So Healthy is saying on TD Ameritrade is instant. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, and I was going to ask you privately, but So everybody's always asking me to keep streaming in the morning. So if there's ever a time where you want to keep the stream going in the morning, and you just kind of
Yeah.
hop in and take my place, that's an option too, man. If you like the mornings, and if you guys want to hear, you guys know me, I get up at 4 a.m. my time. So I'm done by 10 a.m. my time, which is 11 o'clock market time. But everybody's always mad at me for leaving. And so, hey, listen, if
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
idea
here all
too.
day. So like right
Okay,
now,
cool.
this is my job per se.
Right.
Um,
Hey,
but and it's been a work in progress. But I want everyone to understand that this is not easy. This is not something you're going to just jump right into and start making a living doing. I don't even make a full living doing it. And be honest with you, if I didn't have a significant other kind of, having something a little bit more stable per se, it might be an issue. So
right.
look, guys, no one's perfect at this. Where it's all
Right.
a evolving science, and if you get down because you made a few bad trades, don't beat yourself up over it, because everyone has those days. Everyone, and I mean, you can be Tim Sykes or you can be Warrior Trading, and they still have bad days. So, don't let that get you down, and you kind of have to, we've already talked about emotion earlier today, but you're gonna have to try to keep your emotions out of it and make smart decisions based on knowledge, not emotion.
Right, exactly. And I think that stocks can be one of those things. Like I think that there's a lot of stuff going on about stocks where they're saying, can you be profitable, or can day trading especially? I mean, you guys have seen me upload my trades a million times live. My strategies work, and it was kind of like a oh-ish moment for me, because it's just kind of like, damn, dude, like I could scale this and make real money. It just takes a long time. And that's what most people get wrong, and that's why most people ultimately fail at it, is because it just takes a long time and they rush it.
Definitely.
But yeah,
I was going to go over a few more comments, guys, and
sure.
I'll probably keep it going for a little bit after market close if we have a few more comments, just to help everybody out.
Yeah, for sure.
But for the most part, guys, depending on what we decide to do, like I said, hopefully this will be a few days a week thing, and I hope to have as much viewership support as possible and some interactiveness. It really helps me out, kind of helping you guys out. So let's see. Robert Conover, is it better to buy low cost options or higher cost options? Well, man, so it's going to depend on the stock. Like I was just talking about, AMC is going to have real high priced options because of how volatile it is. But with that being said, you can make a lot of money on AMC because, I mean, just yesterday, AMC opened at 34.73 and went all the way up to $38.
Right.
If you had a few $100s in your account and you wanted to buy a AMC call option at that point, I mean, you could have made probably 100 or 200% on that. But again, it's going to depend on what your risk level is and how much money you have to spend. And you can have $100, you can have $100,000. Everybody's the same in options world. It just matters how many of them are you buying. You can buy one contract, you can buy 100. But everybody has their own risk level, and I don't want to like, confine it to just one way. I want it to be this to have an open discussion, and definitely everybody do their best to learn something from it.
Right,
I know that kind of didn't answer your question, man, but P77, I don't know what the best site is for puts and calls in US. I mean, I'm sorry, in the UK. I don't live in the UK.
Yeah, me neither.
I do know
Ask
that
the
there
chat.
is. Yeah, maybe somebody in the chat can help you. I know we have some people that are international on there. There are a few brokers that do allow international trading, but I do believe they have commissions for options, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll actually be happy to check on that for you. And if you want to tune in next time, I'll look into that for you. Hey,
Yeah, I don't
Cal,
know if
man,
Robinhood.
long time no see. Oh,
I
sorry.
don't know if Robinhood has options in the UK, or if Robinhood. I don't know if Robinhood is in the UK. There's a big line. Like there's such the reason
I'm gonna
a
jump
lot
here
of.
for PMCB. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you
Oh no,
off.
you're good. You're good. Yeah, PMCB is jumping, guys. So it's making a move. But I was just gonna say, I think one of the reasons that there's not a lot of translating brokers that translate from the UK over to the US is because the rules are so different for both groups of traders. And overseas, there's no PDT rule. There's no PDT rule overseas.
There's different rules in general. I think
Right.
I mean we're governed by different things, so it's really hard. to kind of get those rules all conglomerated into the same universal thing. So that's why it's a little different.
Probably expensive programming too, for sure, just to
Definitely.
switch that over.
Pal, you don't want to make a
Somebody
living.
Trade
You're
Zero.
supposed to pay for vacations. Oh,
Yeah,
Trade Zero. Okay.
Pawn
Yep.
said
Pawn.
Trade Zero. I've heard that too. I've heard good things about Trade Zero too.
How do I change this ugly blue color on level 2 on Thinkorswim?
Oh, I told
I'm
him already.
pretty sure you
Yeah.
can. Okay. Okay.
So, from what I understand, and I might, you have to change your entire theme. So, if I change the theme, if I go to setup in the top right, application settings, and I go to look and feel, I can change the color theme to Chinese dark or old school TOS. If you change it to old school TOS, it'll look like this. I'll show you guys right now. This is old school TOS, right? And so the level 2 is still the blue color, to be honest. But I'm not sure if you can even change the level 2. I know in old school TOS, everything glows yellow. Like I know somebody thought I used a paper account once because it was glowing. The yellow was here, and so they related that to paper. But it's just because this is the old school TOS theme, and I've used it. I've used this theme for a long time too. It's a little bit brighter though, so it's worse on the eyes than the new one.
I do find it funny that people sometimes give you hate about the paper trading thing.
Yeah, bro.
But the thing
Honestly,
is like everyone should use paper trading. I mean,
of
even
course.
even if you're an experienced person, you can still work out some of the things that some of the trades and plans that you have in your head on paper trading, so you don't risk anything.
Of course.
Yeah, you don't gain anything either, but you gain knowledge, and that in
Right.
itself is invaluable. So it's
100%.
don't hate on somebody just because they're new or they're wanting to learn. This is a how can I describe this in the best way? The more people you have looking for the same thing can only help you. There's no way that having a group of people can hurt you. Yeah, I mean it's
Pack
a kind of a pack mentality
Right.
in a sense, because if I teach you guys everything that I'm looking for, then all it does is help me. It helps you by helping me because
Right. Exactly.
we're all looking for the same thing. And then
Right.
there's no one person that can look at everything on the stock market, just because it's a crazy place. Stuff happens I mean, right now, PMCB is shooting up to almost $11. So look, things happen all the time. Don't hate on somebody because they don't have a big account as you, or they had some losses and they didn't have as many wins, or they're not making as big of wins, or whatever, man. Everybody's here to learn something, and everybody's here to hopefully, learn something and make money off of it, because that's the point. I mean, that's the reason, at least, that I'm here. I want to learn something. I want to make some friends and make some money, and I enjoy this. Like this is the only thing that I've found. Well, not the only thing, but this is like one of the main things that I've found that I love waking up in the mornings, because I'm very passionate about. I love it. I love waking up in the mornings. It's exhilarating.
100%.
There's
and you have
no
to
other
be.
job that I've ever been. Right. You have to be, because it's not easy. I mean, you're constantly looking at charts all day. You're trying to figure things out in and out of what's coming out. Man, there's so much information out there. You just have to piece it all together. And that's what we're trying to do, is help you out. We just want to piece those informations together, because John's been doing this for a long time. And
for sure.
I haven't been doing it as long as him. And there's things that I know he learns every day, and I know I learn multiple times a day. So look, everybody has something to learn, guys. And I really think that, if you give somebody a chance, we can help you out. And I hope that resonates with a lot of you, but I don't really know where else to go with that. I'm kind of stopped. But anyways,
yeah.
I guess let me go through a few more of these comments, and then I can close it down, and we can set up another time to do this again.
Here's a good comment from Michael. He said, got the Discord notification late. In upcoming streams, will you be reviewing how to buy sell options in TOS, and does it show the graph for profit or loss? I think
yes, actually it does.
Go ahead, Austin. Yeah.
Now I personally haven't been, but now that I've done this time, I will do more. I will have the Thinkorswim open, because that's what John uses. So I will have that open, because that's what a lot of you guys use as well. I'll try to make myself a little bit more familiar with that platform on the desktop version. I do use a lot on the mobile version, but 100%, man. The whole point of me coming on here is to help provide content on the option side, and kind of,
Right.
help the few outliers that are out there that want the information that they don't either have the time to go search for it for themselves or don't have the time to be put through the ringer, because I know I have, and I'm happy to share my experiences with you to hopefully, help you out.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm
And
almost 100% positive it does show the graph for profit and loss. I was just looking at the Webull one. I know it does. But there is a something I would like to get on screen that I don't know if I can get, is how an option, like it'll have like a line graph of how the option moves, which I'll work on at another time. But this is kind of what I was talking about. Let's see. So you can kind of see the graph to the profit here, and this was kind of what we were going off with the AMC option. With your max profit, your max loss, depending on what's going on with the stock price here. You can see that. But yeah, 100%, man. We'll definitely go over that kind of stuff. And anything you guys want to see, please let me know, because I'm just one guy. You guys are what I'm here for. So please let me know what you want to see, and I'll do my best to make those topics happen. So please keep them coming. Tom, I completely agree with you. You should start paper trading first. It's a crawl before you can walk. Completely agree. Now, with paper trading options, that becomes a little bit more difficult because they don't have a set program for that at least that I'm aware of. But you can do it the same way you would any other time. Just write down whatever trade you wanted to make. Write down what the price of the option was, and then at a later date, go back and check the option chain and say, okay, well, this option has changed this amount, and there you go. That's your paper trading. It's a little bit more labor intensive that you have to have paper and pencil instead of just doing it on a computer program. But until I know for sure that I can give you guys a reliable paper trading options program, I'm not going to promote anything. Cal, no, there's no fees on options on the platforms that I use. I know there's no fees for Webull.
hey, I'll be back, guys. I'll be right back in like 5 minutes. Sorry for interrupting you. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's not gonna be much longer, man. I just want to go through the rest of the
Oh
comments.
no, you're good. Great. You're doing a great job, bro. I'll be back.
I do know that there are fees like for Thinkorswim to do like OTC trading, which is a whole different ball game. I'm not going to get into that. Unfortunately, you can't do options on OTCs. But I'm almost 100% positive there are no options on the major. I'm sorry, no fees on options for the major brokers. On paper trade testing, double and triple bottoms in pre-market. That's a good way to do it, man. Double and triple bottoms are a great bullish signal. I think that could help you out. Bruno Campana. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I want to help the channel. How can I contact you? Yep. Email John at Beginner Trading. Not John at Beginner Trading. Just email beginnertrading@gmail.com. He'll help you out, Bruno. Level 1 options trading even worth it? Okay. So this is another thing I didn't go over, but some of you that don't have options trading available, you will have to fill out a questionnaire about risk level. It's not very strict, but they will ask you about things like that, and it's really just to keep. Honestly, I don't even really know why they do it. It's kind of like the day trading rule. I know why they do it, but I don't really know if if it does what it's intended to do. But as long as you have been trading, or if you hold a certain amount for a certain time, then Steve, you should be able to get higher levels than just level 1. I'll be happy to help you out if you need anything else, man. Thinkorswim has paper trading. Oh, they do? I didn't know. Keep the broker safe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the real reason.
Oops, sorry.
I was just gonna say the real reason they have the PDT rule is to give your broker enough time to settle the money, because they're earning interest on your money when you're not trading it. That's most likely the reason.
Don't think that they aren't making money off of you guys. They definitely
100%.
are.
They're a bank, you know.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for sure. Healthy Yinzer, this has been really informative. Can't wait to learn more about options. Man, I'm happy to help. Please, if anybody, I don't know how many people are here right now, but if anybody are thinking about getting into the options market or if have any questions, please write some questions down or think about some topics that you want to learn about. Let me know. Um, because like I said, this is going to be a new thing for Beginner Trading Channel, and we're hoping to expand and be able to help and give enough information to enough people that want to do other things other than just the normal day trading stuff that John goes over in the beginning. Not that that's all he does, but um, he kind of has a little niche that he's working with. So I wanted to give you guys a different taste.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a specialty that is not. It's definitely something that I don't specialize in as options. And Austin's been teaching me options, and of course, like we're just trying to expand the channel. And so I think Austin's a great addition. I think we've had a few people mention that he is an options guy, and he is certainly he fills the holes that I'm missing in my options game. And so I think he's a great addition for sure.
Oh, it's really good, Mike. I really appreciate that, Michael, Lily.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And options, again, there's a lot of traders that could benefit from learning options. Again, like everybody, like I trade a $30,000 account. Everybody doesn't have a $30,000 account, and a lot of people want to trade the same strategies that I use. And you can kind of do that with options. You're not going to be able to trade all of them, of course, but like you're going to be able to trade some of the strategies that I use that you wouldn't normally be able to trade. And I think that's a huge benefit of it. And yeah.
I'd be willing to say that 80 to 90% of at least the new people in the market, because of all the COVID stuff, I feel like we've gotten a large influx of new traders in the market. I do feel like their average account size, at least in from what I know, is somewhere between the 2,000 to 10,000 range. So there's a lot of you guys out there that don't have the $25,000 account, and I don't either, and I've been working without it. So it's definitely a way to do it. And I started off just like every single one of you guys, trying my best to just learn stuff. And I found options, and I found what I enjoy, because it's a way to get more exposure to the market without having to have a lot of capital. But again, it is risky, and I don't want anyone to think it isn't, because it is. Does your platform require a margin account to trade options? Webull does not. I have a cash account on Webull, and I trade options just about every day. Cal, my TD says covered next to my option trading in my profile. What do you mean, like covered call? Cal? You have to respond to that, man. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. I have TD Ameritrade. I use most of it for penny trading, OTC stuff, because none of the other brokers allow it, which I don't really understand why that is. And again, we'll probably get into that in another stream, but I really don't understand why all brokers don't have access to options and things like that, because I think it is an untapped potential in the market that has gotten more popular, mind you, over the past little while, but overall has not been nearly as popular as like just regular stock trading. But guys and girls, if there's anything else you guys want to know, please let me know. If not, we'll probably shut it down for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please go back to and
Right.
feel free to like and sub to Beginner Trading YouTube channel.
Yeah, great job. Austin did a great job, man. And y'all will be seeing more of him. Sorry, I'm kind of cutting him off and kind of sticking my head in the show today, but usually he's going to run it
guys.
live.
So we're going to see how it's all going to go. This is a work in progress. So let's let's just see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. But no, great job, bro. And yeah, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. We might do our crypto show tomorrow. I'm still not 100% sure what we're gonna do. If we're gonna do a crypto show, I think I'm just gonna wake up and look at what's moving, and if something's moving in crypto, we'll do a show, and if not, we'll just do our regular stock market live stream. But yeah, guys, everybody thank Austin. He did a great job. You'll see him again for sure, and have a good rest of your evening, team. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Have a great day.
Later, guys.